there, it's Kevin with GatheringMatch.com with match number 4 with the Mardu equipment. Yes, we'd like to play first. I think this is a very weird hand. I'm going to keep it with the double captain, or the double bone saw. Yeah, that actually probably should be a mulligan. I think that we need to avoid drawing to lands, but the red source is awkward. We don't have a turn 2 play. We have a turn 1 play. We have the turn 2 with Servo Exhibition, and then turn 3 with Captain's Claw. So, I mean, there's worse hands, for sure. So this made it a lot better with the stone. That was the perfect card to pick up. It makes our bone saws not dead draws. So it is going to be Servo Exhibition. And depending on what our opponent plays next turn, still think it's going to be a Stonehaven Outfitter and a Bone Saw. Well, blue... Yeah, if our opponent taps out for a Glint Nest... finds a Foundry Inspector. So this is the Metalwork Colossus deck. Haven't seen this deck in forever. But it's definitely the Stonehaven Outfitter with a Bone Saw. So Aether Hub and the Stonehaven Outfitter. And I could throw out a Bone Saw because we just want to equip it to a Servo because I do want to get in here for some damage. So we do get the 3 damage in. Our opponent, of course, decides not to block. We have another Bone Saw next turn or a Captain's Claw that we can throw on either one of them. This could become a board wipe here. Nope, just a Foundry Inspector. So we do need the pressure. That's actually a pretty good one. I think the right play is just Bone Saw. And then Toolcraft Exemplar, or actually just cast a Captain's Claw and equip it. Put a Captain's Claw here on the Stonehaven Outfitter, and then attack with everything. We'd lose a Servo. No, I wouldn't attack with everything. We can, or I can just equip the Bone Saw. That puts us up to 4. Now we put the Bone Saw on the Servo, and then go Toolcraft Exemplar. Or again, Captain's Claw on a Servo makes sense. I actually like that play. And I can go Stonehaven, he'd have to lose his Foundry Inspector. Or block and then block. No, that's pointless. I don't want to give him the option if he likes the Foundry Inspector. This is 6 damage that's coming in. Our opponent is going to be able to go crazy, though, next turn with the Foundry Inspector. Possibly putting out like Cultivator's Caravan times 2 or 3. Even Colossus can easily come down this turn with how fast the Inspector accelerates this. So it's weird as far as sideboarding is concerned. Now, double Inspector. Yeah, so all the Prophetic Prisms are free. The Cultivator's Caravans are 1. 9, 8, 7 for the Colossus. Yeah, all those are free. So I think I do need to bring in the Galvanic Bombardments just to clear the Foundry Inspectors. Still in decent shape, though. We have a Bone Saw that can be hooked up to the Stonehaven Outfitter. And cast I think this is still the right. I have to push through. So Harness Lining will be, yeah, that's devastating. We do get to draw a card. And here I could put out the Toolcraft Exemplar. I think that's the better play. And then just use the red mana. I think it's wise to use the red mana here just for the Inventor's Apprentice. Another card that can push through. Our opponent could just have a bad hand. Just miss the Colossus. But I'm not foreseeing that. The Sky Sovereign will definitely take care of. And there's the Colossus. The Deadlock Trap. And now the Sky Sovereign is just going to take us down. So there's no way I'm coming back from this game. We'll concede it. The just crewing of the Sky Sovereign is going to keep my board clear. Don't have any artifact hate in this one. I had Fragmentize in the deck, and I'm like, okay, it's not. The decks aren't. There's not a lot of artifact decks that I have to worry about. The Panharmonicon deck, if I let Panharmonicon come out, it's already going to get the value before I can Fragmentize it, most likely. Aetherworks Marvel, same thing, can erase it. That was the whole theory behind it. Thalia actually wants to come in here. So I have to decide if I want Galvanic Bombardment against this. Selfless Spirits are okay against Kozilek's Return, which I think are probably going to come in. The Stitcher is one of those cards that is awkward. I still like the Weapons Trainer route with the equipment, but I'm not sure if the go wide strategy is quite the right route to go. So things like Pia and Servo Exhibition can come out for a few Galvanic Bombardments, or I think Harness Lightnings are just a little bit more versatile, because if I have to just kill off a Glint Hawk, I can do, or the Glint Nest Crane, I can do that. So I think I'm going to take out the Stitchers. Grafts, Captain's Claws, and Bone Saws are still fine. So I'm hoping that there's not a lot of removal that our opponent's bringing in. But I mean, we're resilient against removal, so I'm not sold on the Selfless Spirit needing to be in this matchup. I'm gonna YOLO this hand just because it's quick, and this is exactly what I want. Is a nice quick hand. So turn 1 Toolcraft Exemplar into turn 2 Inspector, and then we have the Weapon Trainer Bone Saw. So the payout for this hand is phenomenal if we do draw into a land. If we don't, then it's pretty much game. So I'm under the impression it's probably pretty much game. We have to hit the land at least next turn. But Toolcraft's really good because it can push through the Glint Nests. Harness Lightning does take care of the Toolcraft Exemplar. We do hit the land. Okay, so perfect. All right, so Weapons Trainer, Bone Saw, swinging for 2. So your opponent has the Foundry. Just a Glint Nest. And finds a Prophetic Prism. So another Inspector. No, it's going to be a Weapon Trainer. And that way both of these can push through. And the Glint does fall victim. So triple Sanctums. This can get very scary very quickly. So 4 mana for just an Archive. So that's pretty ideal if just a Prophetic Prism comes down and draws a card. The Metalwork Colossus can be cast next turn, but we are kind of a wider strategy. It does get a ton of them with the Sanctum of Ugins, but are they castable at that point? I'm not sure. So Aether Hub was actually very strong here. Allows us to go the Stonefitter, or the Stonehaven, as well as equip one of the cards, and is that lethal right there? So the Stonehaven, and then 4/8, yeah, that's lethal. So Bone Saw, and then that's plenty of damage. Alrighty, so that was a turn 5 kill, I believe. And it seemed to work out. I didn't see... Any reason for the Stitchers? Stitcher's Graft is a weird card. I'm not sure what matchups it would come in against. I definitely do like it with more like a heavy Servo Exhibition draw. I think we need to go quick though. I don't think that worrying about the Foundry is actually the right call. The Foundry Inspector. So we're all out on the equipments and the Servo Exhibitions and the Stitchers. Of course, can't keep this hand. We'll ship this back. Our opponent snap kept his before I could even load. We do not want the Inventor's Apprentice. We need to hit the equipment for this deck. Yeah, now we definitely need an equipment. So there's the Crane. Foundry Inspector is hit. I think this is going to be very difficult, especially with missing Weapons Trainer. But the Glint Nest Crane completely blanks at least the 1 damage from the Inspector. Still have not hit the equipment needed for this hand. I would like to draw a land next turn for the Thalia, and it's a Scrapheap Scrounger. So the right play is just another Weapons Trainer. We'll attack him with the other Weapons Trainer. I doubt our opponent makes a trade with the Inspector. But missing that land drop is huge because whatever comes into play, untap this turn. Double Sanctum of Ugins. Yeah, so this is a repeat of game number 1. And a Cultivator's Caravan that can be crewed by the Inspectors. Even a Metalwork Colossus can actually come out here and then sack both of the Sanctums. So the only way we can come through this is probably... Reckless Bushwhacker is a good start. I actually think that we need to crack a clue to try to find... No, we just put out another Stonehaven Outfitter. But this is unless our opponent has complete duds, like all lands in his hand, then the Colossus is going to come out, and then it's going to get 2 more Colossuses. And actually, we'll get a Colossus and just neutralize the Elder Deep Fiend. And that is game. All right, so it just goes and gets 2 Colossuses. So Colossus A, pretty much the ideal hand. So I didn't worry about the Foundry. I don't think that any of these cards sideboarded though. Decides not to sack one of them. Well, the Stitchers is nice. There's just I have to hit that land. Well, we're gonna crack a clue, see if we hit the land. I'm done. So, not quick enough. The Foundry Inspector gets out of the Metalwork Colossus. There's no way we're pushing through it. He taps down all this stuff, swings in for 20 damage next turn. So, anyhow, that works. The Metalwork Colossus comes down. And we'll be able to crew the vehicle, the caravan. He'll sack one of the Foundry, or one of the Colossus after it's crewed. For the Deep Fiend, and then swinging for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 for 21 damage. Alright, so we went 2-2, not terrible. I guess we'll play the last matchup here. We'll play the 5th, that one was quick, and see if we can get another like Aetherworks Marvel type match. This has been Kevin with GatheringMagic.com. Thanks for watching.